Hey, Shalom. Just want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Unti Hao Bashem Yal Shai, Bahashem Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well, and peace and salutations unto the hopeful act. Much love unto the Akim that's out there pushing this truth in sincerity and not for vain glory. And I am your host today, Gabar Allah from the GMS Toronto camp, and hopefully this lesson will be edifying. So, I'm gonna just touch up on, I'm just gonna go really into the word sport and what it means. I'm gonna go into the etymology of it, and then I'm gonna also go into Kobe Bryant here. And what's coming out is this guy he's a wizard. He's a warlock. Okay, and he's a witch. He did a lot of things on the left-hand side, and he went into the left-hand side to enhance the performance of his game. But before I get into that, I just want to get the word, or the etymology of the word sport, because Kobe Bryant, he played the sport of basketball. And there's many of our people that are into sports, whether they play it professionally or whether they're on the collegiate level, or they're very serious on, they're very serious because they're very serious about getting to a high level. I was once there. I used to play competitive sports, taking your game to the next level. And I used to think, how do these guys, what do I mean by guys? Talking about these professionals, the way they would perform on the field or on the court, right? It didn't look natural, right? It was abnormal. The things that, like what Wilt Chamberlain would do, Kobe Bryant would do, Michael Jordan, those things, they didn't look natural, and I knew something was off with that. But now, because of the internet and, the Lord removing the covering cast, okay, and exposing these people out here, you're beginning to see that all these top celebrities, these entertainers, these athletes, they're tapping into the left-hand side, right? They're tapping into the left-hand side to enhance their game or their performance, right? And that's what Kobe Bryant did, and all these entertainers do. So here's the word for sport. It says to take pleasure, to amuse oneself, deporter, to divert, amuse, please, play, to seek amusement, literally carry away the mind from serious matters. And that's what sports and entertainment is about. It's really about diverting the minds of the people from serious matters. And it's also for an individual to take pleasure in oneself. And, pleasure doesn't really lead to happiness, because you can have a lot of pleasure, but you can be miserable. Scripture that comes to mind is, what shall it profiteth for a man to lose his soul, to gain the whole world and then lose his soul? Here it is. Matthew chapter 16 verse 26. For what is a man profiteth if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul? Or what shall a man give in exchange for his soul? And this represents a lot of you entertainers, man, and you athletes from our nation that are in that world. That's what you've done. You've sold your soul for riches. You've sold your soul for pleasure. But when you sell your soul, you become miserable. Sure, you have the woman, you have the house, you have the car, you have the fame of this world, but you're miserable, and you have to pay. The reason why you're miserable is because you have to pay for what you've done. You've went against the Lord. All right, now the devil is going to torment you forever, man. The spiritual demon Satan. Okay, because you always have to perform. You have to perform. You have to fulfill the contract that you have signed on to. Right? And that's why you're miserable. Now let me get a precept here. This is Proverbs chapter 21, verse 17. He that loveth pleasure shall be a poor man. And that's twofold. You can be poor carnally, or you could be poor spiritually, and that's because you love pleasure. And that's our people right now on the left. Okay, you entertainers, and you 2/3. You average peons of the nation of Israel. Okay, you average peons. Okay, you love pleasure, man. You love your drugs. You love your weed. Right? You love your coochie. Okay. You love another man's coochie. Okay. You love all those things. He that loveth wine and oil shall not be rich. And that goes into that luxurious lifestyle. Corn, wine, and oil. You love it. You like to live lavishly. You'll spend $100,000 on your 1-year-old daughter's birthday party. Right, $100K on a birthday cake, or $5,000 on a birthday cake. You're not going to be rich. You're going to lose all those riches real soon. Okay, especially if you're an Israelite. And our people, they love to live that way. Even though I'm not saying, you can't have some pleasure and you can't live like a king, but you're doing it the wrong way. You're doing it the wrong way, because your pleasure should be the pleasures that you should get is from serving the Lord, doing the things that the Lord tells you to do. All right, let me cut that off. Now I'm going to go into the noun here. It says pleasant pastime, shortening of this sport, activity that offers amusement or relaxation. And another reason why. Now that's another reason. Why do you think sports? Why do you think it always airs when you come home from work? From around the latest, I believe, maybe from 6, 7 to 8, around that time. Why do you think they always put on hockey, basketball, and football around those times? Because that's the time that it takes you to unwind from work. You come home, you cook your dinner, you put your kids to bed, or you spend time with your kids, and then what do? You flick on the TV to relax, right? And then you watch sports, right? And another thing is it's a pastime for the person that's actually playing the sport, and it's a form of relaxation, because a lot of people like Kobe Bryant, they say that they love the game because it allows them to express their emotions. It causes them to relax, to feel good about themselves. And ultimately, the reason why our people, they go into sports and entertainment is because they want that physical rest. They want the rest. They want to live good in this world. They want to experience some type of rest in this kingdom. Right, but the scriptures, it talks about this place is not our rest. That's why you have so much of our people going into sports and entertainment, man. They'll go and try and get a scholarship, right? Especially over here in Canada. Well, it's getting bigger now, the basketball scene. But I remember before, in the early 2000s, if you were playing competitive basketball here, you would want to go to the United States because they have more opportunities, right? And they have the schools, they have the equipment, they have the coaching, right? And the reason why you do that is because you think you'd get some riches out of it. You would benefit. You get a scholarship. You get a free education. You'd have a better life, right? But the Lord, He ain't dealing with that, right? Because the Lord, He set us up here to catch hell, right? And really to confess what you're doing wrong. So this is Micah chapter 2 verse 10. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you, even with a sore destruction. Yeah, it doesn't matter how many trophies you win, whether you get the scholarship. This place is defiled, man. You're in your captivity. You're not in your glory. You're in another man's kingdom. He's ruling over you, and he's making money off of you. You know how much money he makes off of you coming to his school? For example, what's a prestigious school? Duke University. A lot of people want to go there and play basketball. UCLA, Stanford. Even though you get the scholarship and you go there for free, but what are you doing? You're promoting his school. You're promoting white supremacy, right? So you're always going to be at the bottom, man. And that's why it's polluted, and that's why it's not your rest. Because even though you get the education, you go to the MBA, you get all these accolades, your people your own people's nation is not being built up, right? And the Lord is not being served. And you got to work twice as hard as other heathen athletes. These heathen athletes that make it to the NBA. You got to work twice as hard if you're a Jake, right? The white boy doesn't have to. He's not held up to a certain. He doesn't have to perform at a certain level as how you Jakes have to perform. So it's messed up. Now this guy here, I just want to play this real quick. Kobe, he was into meditation, and he wrote a book on witchcraft, and it was for children. It was for he mixed it up. It's basically, he got the idea basically from J.K. Rowling, from Harry Potter. You know how Harry Potter is about a bunch of kids who go to a wizard who are good in the dark arts, or they're selected, right, to be a part of a school of witchcraft because they have some type of talent, So they all go there and then they practice their witchcraft. Kobe Bryant, what he did in his book called Epoka, the Tree of Ekroth, right? It's for children that are highly gifted in athletics or sports, and they can practice their magic and become better at the sport. That's basically what it is. It's like the Harry Potter of basketball or sports, right? Now, if you look at the word here, Ekroth, okay, if you spell it backwards, it's spelled force, right? And we know the force, it represents left-handed energy or magic. That's why you have movies like Star Wars. Elder Aina, he brought it out. Elder Aina from Great Millstone, New York. He brought that out. You can go to his channel and watch that video. It was done recently. He goes into Star Wars and the left-hand side, and he brings out what the word force means. I'm going to do my best to put it in the description. Right, I'll put it in there so you can go to the link. But yeah, that's what Kobe was about. And he was also about into the power of sleep and meditation, man. So this shows you that he's into NLP. He's a warlock. He's into hypnosis, man. Self-hypnosis. Okay, so let me play the clip here.
So our guest teacher is somebody that I'm so excited is going to teach you about sleep and meditation because he's so unexpected. It's Kobe Bryant. And you may say, why Kobe? Well, it's Kobe because when I first met him, we talked a lot about sleep and meditation. And he told me how he used to sleep for 3 or 4 hours.
So you got a wizard and a witch. Okay? Iron sharpeneth iron. And you know, that applies on the left-hand side. You got to be with like-minded people to enhance your game. And that's why that's why they're together, man, because they're trying to sharpen each other in the force, so to speak. And that's what we do as men of the Lord. We sharpen ourselves amongst each other. Iron sharpeneth iron. That's why we're around like-minded men. Okay, like-minded individuals. Okay, and we have teachers who are high in the spirit. Okay, who are being taught directly by Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Okay, in the spirit. And then we learn from them, and guess what? That sharpens us up. So they have to do the same thing too.
And then he realized that in fact, sleep and meditation are performance enhancers.
And you notice he said that she said that he's a teacher. So he's teaching people this stuff, man. So this guy's on a level to teach. Okay, so he's not some small guy. Like, people go to him for advice. He can teach you about left-handed things, man. Now,
sleep and meditation are performance enhancers.
Right.
And he would do anything to be his best at the game.
That's right. So it's a performance enhancer to tap in to the left-hand side. It helps boost your performance when you tap in. But as you can see what she said in the subtitles here, and he would do anything to be best at the game. That's right. So he would tap into dark energy to be the best at the game. That's why he scored 81 points. Because he was tapping into that dark energy. That's why Jordan won 6 rings. Okay, it's not just coming from them, because they're great at the game. No, because they tapped into the left-hand side. You also got to remember Jordan, he sacrificed his dad. All right, his father got shot and robbed in a Lexus, in the vehicle that he was driving. So that was a sacrifice. So these guys have to do things to get on a high level to enhance their game, man. Okay, you can't. Yeah, everybody in the NBA they're somewhat, blessed with being athletically gifted, but in order for them to be within the top, you have to do certain things that are on the left, all right, to enhance your game. That's what you got to do. You have to do that, right? So that's all I really wanted from there. But when you look at this, Epoka, the tree of the Ekroth, that's a form of Jewish mysticism. Okay, and another person who studied that was Aleister Crowley. Aleister Crowley, he kind of went deeper into it, and he went to the 10 spears of the tree of life. When you look at it on the left-hand side, but we know the tree of life in the scriptures is really talking about Yahweh and the Father. Okay, the tree of life. We go to Him for all things. But anyways, just a little introduction here. This is obviously about Aleister Crowley, right? And he goes into the tree of life. Now I'll just give a little definition here. It says the tree of life is an arrangement of symbols reminiscent of Platonic idealism, okay, which is spiritual idealism, okay, that's what Platonic means. It's really going into the spiritual, right, in which the world of sensory phenomena is held to be a secondary or degenerate form of a spiritual reality made up of pure ideas existing behind the appearance of the material world. The ideals are like light, and events perceptible to the senses are only the shadows they cast. Right? So that's basically what he's going to when he writes his book for children. And he's telling children, if you want to get the best performance of yourself, or to be the best that you can be, you have to tap into the tree of life. You have to tap into the spiritual. Right? You have to tap into that. Okay? And he really gets into it, man. He goes into how it's about magic and it's fun. You got to do it. So, you know, that's what, and by the way, it says, I think he won an award for this too. I think he did. You know, it's one of the top books that are out there. But, you know, that's just my take on it. You can go deeper in it, but you don't really need to. You don't really need to learn about this. You can read it, but, you know, what you should be thinking about is the scriptures. You should be meditating on the law, right? But his delight is in the law of the Lord. This is Psalms chapter 1 verse 2. But his delight is in the law of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, and in his law doth he meditate day and night. So that's what you should really be meditating about, right? So, you know, with that, I just want to give all praises, glory, and honor due unto Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, B'Hashem Rakakwadash, that belongs to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well. Peace and salutations unto the hopeful. Until next time, Kwam Yashala, Shalom, and Abadubal.